Hello, good morning. This is the Benjinator, and you're watching Let's Play Xenogears, the greatest JRPG on Earth. So, last time we saw the sad tale of what happened to Lacan 500 years ago. He was corrupted by, well, actually his own despair, really. His beloved Sophia sacrificed herself in what turned out to be a really shitty deal that her country, not her country, but the country of Shavat made with Solaris, and so she did it to protect her people. Then, of course, we see that Krelian kind of goes crazy too, and this kind of gives you an idea of exactly what happens with him and why he's, you know, now basically committed himself to genocide and the recreation of some interplanetary invasion system called Deus. But yeah, pretty tragic stuff that went on a while ago, and now we're going to be seeing what's going to happen in the present day. Kind of seems like everything is, everything's looking a little grim right now. Things are not looking too great, but we'll see what happens next. Yes. And as I forgot to mention, but Faye is still in carbonate. This time they were successful in doing so. Remember last time they almost got him to be frozen in carbonite, but they didn't quite make it because he was able to escape in time. He was quite fortunate. So yeah, this has been a while since we've seen Dan, actually. Kinda, the last time we had a glimpse of him was at the tournament way back when, in the Ava tournament. But it looks like right now he's kind of realizing that this is a little too far. Because Dan, of course, had sort of this ongoing hatred of Faye. But maybe he's coming into being. Ah, yes, that's Midori. Sutan's daughter. She doesn't say much. But maybe now she's going to be talking quite a bit. Kind of a reversal for a lot of characters. Our friend, huh? He used the term our friend. That's interesting. Ah. Whoa, she knows things. And who's calling who? Oh, does that mean Id's gonna come out? Oh man, I think that it is gonna come out. It's crazy. Guess that wristband doesn't really work when you're frozen in carbonite. Han Solo, eat your heart out. Oh noes. Oh noes! Don't kill the kids, Id. They didn't do anything wrong. They're like 8. Well, shit. Now we've got another runaway personality. Yeah. There we go. So it looks like one can assume that Weltall is now in total id form, which is just crazy. Oh man. So they're going to look for the Zohar, which is presumably what Lacan was looking for as well. So at this point you can change your members. One thing to keep in mind is that we don't actually have Omni gears right now. Those are all frozen. So in this part of the game you are going to have your regular gears. But I should mention, it's not going to matter that much, is that the upcoming battles are not going to be particularly difficult. So yeah, we got all this stuff. Yep. And one thing I am doing is, just right now, is putting back the extra AR DXs on everybody. Which again, this doesn't matter too much. This is not a huge deal, but it does kind of give you a chance to at least rearrange your rearrange everything, more or less. Because you don't really need the Ether ERs at any point in the game in the future. I mean, you can use them if you want to, but it's not really a big deal. Because the Ether attacks that you're going to be encountering from this point on are not going to be overwhelming. It was only really for that battle against Miang, the Optiporf or whatever, where that's kind of a big deal. So, normally I would have restarted this recording and edited that portion out, but I really don't think that's that big of a deal. You just got to witness me flipping through some menus there. But yeah, this is that same thing that Lacan went to in the middle of the Arctic, out in the middle of Nowheresville, USA. Oh, look, now we're back in Faye's subconscious. Obviously, it is taking the fourth persona, and Faye, the one that we know, is kind of trapped. He's not allowed to go further because he's not in control of the body. Ah. Yeah, exactly. C10 kind of explained this whole thing at the end of the first disc. Well. Yikes. Ah. So is this the fourth persona talking? Oh. Or is this just id talking to Faye as we know him? So obviously id harbors a lot of resentment for Faye's father. Well, their father. I mean, they're the same person, they're just different personalities. So maybe this was the birth of id from daddy issues, basically. Of course, the only thing is that id knows a lot of stuff that Faye does not know. So yeah, we're seeing 3 of the 4 personalities. The blank one, we see Faye that we know, and then we see id. But there's the coward, which we kind of saw glimpses of before. Right, so right here, he's basically... Id is asserting his authority. He's saying that I have control of our memories. And Faye is kind of saying, I've seen glimpses of them, but I don't know the whole story. And now it's kind of saying, well, I showed you them on purpose. So this is an interesting power play between subconscious personalities. It's interesting stuff. Ah. Faye still does not know the whole story. Oh man, so this is outside in the real world. There's lots of craziness going on. Oh man, what's the existence? We have not really gotten a full explanation of what the existence is. Though you will, viewers, very soon understand. Oh, damn. Yeah, so, I mean, it is basically just full of anger and resentment. That's his whole MO. Now, Faye is stuck in a subordinate state right now. Like, he's not fully conscious. It is in control of everything. Such as is. And now we're all descending. And yeah, if you notice, these are that's the Heimdall, the Brigadier, and the Mark I Ranmuzo. So we don't have access to any of the Omni Gears at the moment, which sucks because Omni Gears are amazing. No Andival, no Fenrir. Oh, what is that? That is one scary thing. I feel like in most JRPGs this would be... Oh, is that Faye? Is that id? It's crazy. Damn. This kind of looks like a final boss in any other JRPG. Like, this is usually... this is usually the motif that's used. I have a feeling something really bad's gonna happen. Especially with all that heartbeat noise, you know, that bad things are just around the corner. Ay, ay, ay. Well, is there gonna be a... Ooh. It's playing the happy singing music. So it can't be that bad. Although they played this music, the organ version, when you were revealed about the whole plot of the Gazel Ministry in the first disc, if you remember, viewers. When it seems like Faye is totally betrayed by Satan and is surrounded by the bobbly heads and is being held down. Oh man. So it looks like the Earth has shifted, and is there going to be mass genocide again? Is something going to come out of the ground? Ah, that I believe is the Zohar, the infinite energy source, or at least the part of it anyway. And that is id in Weltall's final form. And now we're going to be fighting him. So this is kind of a short, interesting battle. It's not particularly hard. As is most battles with id are not really that difficult. Like either you're not supposed to win them or they're surprisingly easy. So now we get to see, this is kind of a weird thing because you actually get to see Citan attacking with his sword in the Heimdall form, and it looks just a little silly because I mean in the Fenrir he looks like he's serious business, but he almost looks like he's carrying a pool noodle. Look at this thing. It doesn't look like a super intimidating sword. But anyway, I just had it on boost just because I wanted to make this battle go a little bit faster. Yeah, it is not difficult. He does these like little hits in the face every once in a while, but you're not gonna have to really worry about anything too severe. I don't remember this battle ever being difficult or tricky or what have you. You just have to kind of muscle through, do a little bit of damage, and then it'll go down pretty easily. Look how cool he looks. Oh, what's this? Ooh, fireballs. Just like Graf. Though I think Graf actually had a cooler sequence because he shoots like 5 fireballs at you, and they got like, you know, these Chinese characters. All right, now I believe I remembered ammo this time, so Billy can actually do some damage. If you watch those embarrassing videos of me back in the final Animorelic dungeon where Billy's like shooting at people and it's doing absolutely no damage whatsoever. Alright, so now we're going to be using Kenjin. I decided not to go for hyper mode, mostly because I don't think you can get into hyper mode with your regular gears. Although again, I could be wrong. Could be wrong about that. Alright, one more attack with Bart. That wingspan though. Id in all of his glory. Although I have to say the Id Weltall, like the one before this, was pretty cool looking too. I mean, that was the one that managed to lift up the Yggdrasil and throw it. And how awesome is that? How awesome is that? I do admit, although I did kind of miss it. You know, he had a certain style to him. And as much as I love Faye, I mean, Id is special in a lot of ways. So, at this point, Id should almost be dead. He shouldn't be lasting that much longer. He's got a couple of attacks like this. Like where he uses telekinesis apparently, and oh, that's a lot of damage. So I mean, if you let him do his thing for too long, he will eventually kill you, but keeping this up is usually the way to go. It's nothing, it's not rocket science. I do like the Zohar modifier in the background too. It's just kind of staring there, judging you with its big green eye. And if you've ever played Xenosaga, there's a lot of like referential imagery. Who's this? He's doing the crane. Oh, it's Wise Man. I didn't know Wise Man had a gear. I've never seen it before. What's up, Wise Man? How you doing? Coming here to help us out? Oh man, he's about to exterminate Id. He's going to destroy a subconscious personality. That seems a little difficult, don't you think? Ah. The ultimate energy source. So I guess that if we just get rid of the Zohar, right, we should be good. Ah. So this was destined, right? We can't let Id take the Zohar, otherwise he's going to eliminate mankind. Ah, there's Id. Id with his pale face and long red hair. You know, I've read about dissociative identity disorder, and they say nothing about, like, you know, getting a new wardrobe and, you know, change of hair color. I mean, usually it's just, it's all interior. Ah. So wait, that's his father? It's crazy. Huh. So Wiseman wasn't just... Oh! Damn. So that's his dad, huh? That's crazy. So, like, this whole time, I mean, Wiseman was saying that he was a friend of his father. Oh, that's kind of a cliche, though. It's like, you know, someone comes back and says, I knew your father, and then later on they turn out to actually be their father. Like, that's a very common trope in games and movies and so forth. But now Id, of course, is just kind of flexing his muscles, saying, I've taken over the fake persona that you've put in. And now I guess, it seems that Mr. Kan Wong is determined to fix this problem. And to make up for whatever neglect he had as a kid. Huh. Faye should be able to understand. I'm not sure if he does. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that Kan Wong is surprised that Id is... I'm surprised that Kan Wong is surprised, as I said before, that Id wants to destroy the other personalities. I mean, it's Id. He's hell-bent on destruction. Who's that woman? Oh, man. Ooh, fistful of memories. Alright, Faye. Maybe Id won't let you see the truth of yourself, but Kan Wong will. And all he has to do is, you know, do a falcon punch. I guess that's just how it works. You remember everything if you get falcon punched. That's crazy. Drama has ensued, so we've made it to where the Zohar rests, where Id is trying to destroy the world. And lo and behold, it turns out that Wiseman is Faye's dad. Who could have guessed? And now we're going to be seeing even more memories of Faye's past. Maybe we'll be able to find out actually what happened to him before the age of, 15 or 16 when he was brought to Leyhan Village. What are we going to see? Find out in the next episode of Let's Play Xenogears. This is the Benjinator, and thank you guys for watching.